It is Wednesday, January 26th, 5th. I don't even know at this point. But we've got big news coming out of the Big Easy. Big news, Big Easy. Little optimism for the Saints moving forward as Sean Payton has announced that he is parting ways with the New Orleans Saints. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about other NFL news and notes around the league, as well as looking at our power rankings that we show you guys every single Wednesday. And then we talk about every potential Super Bowl matchup for the foreseeable future. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Time2Football. My name is Hassan Khan, the host of this channel that we like to call Time2Football. Glad you guys are able to join us on this wonderful, marvelous, amazing, beautiful Wednesday. Just got word. It is January 26th for this episode of Time2Football. I'm glad you guys are able to join us in the live stream. If you guys are watching this on YouTube as we are live streaming this, make sure you guys chat with us down below in the chat. Would love to interact with the guys. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and show you what you guys can do, what you guys can comment down below in the chat, but also what you guys can be saying live on air if you call into our Discord. So click that link in the description of this YouTube video. It'll send you over to our Discord channel, our server. Just join that, go under the waiting room, under voice channels, and just hang out there for probably the next 20, 25 minutes or so. That's when I'm going to get around to getting some viewers on air. But if you guys just want to go ahead and watch this video and then later on in the next 20, 25 minutes, go over to our Discord and wait in there, you can go ahead and do that. But I encourage you guys to go ahead and leave your comments and any sort of opinions that you guys have, including the opinions on Sean Payton. We'd love to hear with you guys, or love to hear your opinions on what you guys are saying. Tomorrow's episode of Time2Football, we're going to have Sean Landry join us, who's a regular guest on this channel, and he's a big Saints fan, so he's going to be talking about the Saints, going to be talking about Sean Payton moving forward, and where the Saints lie in 2022 and moving beyond. If Sean Payton, this is like a whole thing, like this is a long-term, hey, I am not coming back to the Saints ever again. I don't know if that's going to happen. We just don't know. But sources are saying that it's just it's more so a break than him retiring from coaching. So we'll definitely see what happens in the future with Sean Payton moving forward for the foreseeable future. But yeah, on today's episode of Time2Football, we just wanted to go ahead and touch base on Sean Payton and everything else that's going around the league. So what else is going around the league? Well, we've got NFL news and notes that we want to get you guys caught up on. And you can see down below, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, what's on tap. We've got power rankings. We've got talking about every single Super Bowl matchup that is a possibility upcoming on February 13th. And then we're going to be interacting with the live chat. So we already discussed Sean Payton. The Cardinals. Okay, this is actually very, very interesting news that I picked up on. So apparently, and this is all speculation, this hasn't been confirmed yet, but sources have heard from Arizona Cardinals coaches that they have not received their playoff bonuses just yet. Why? Because Cardinals owner Michael Bidwell was very disappointed in the outcome of that game, and he's saying, I'm not paying you guys. Now, that's a speculation right now. We don't know for sure if that is the case, but that is what we've been hearing. So, let me go ahead and preface this. It would be illegal not to give a playoff bonus if you sign a contract and you said, hey, yeah, we went to the playoffs. It doesn't matter if we win or lost. We deserve a playoff bonus. If that's in the contract, you got to pay them. So that's why I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know how true this report is. Also, on top of that, this was reported by Jason LaCanfora of CBS Sports. So if you don't know Jason LaCanfora, he is an NFL insider. And I don't, especially my peers in the journalism world, I don't bash anyone. I'm not here to talk down to anyone. I'm not here to, put anyone on blast or anything like that. I just report how it is. And how it is that Jason LaCanfora in the journalistic world has gained a reputation of maybe his reports aren't 100% false, but his reports are exaggerated for sure. That's a good way of putting it. Like they're more exaggerated than they need to be. For instance, there was an incident where he joined a radio show for the Jacksonville Jaguars back in 2018 or 2019, something like that. And at the time, Tom Coughlin, back in 2018, 2019, was the vice president of player person. I don't know his official title, but he was up there. He was like front office in charge of like a consultant, whatever it may be. Well, after the Jaguars had a bad season in 2018, Jason La Canfora said, hey, there's little doubt about Doug Marrone returning for the 2019 season, and there have been internal discussions about Tom Coughlin being the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars moving forward. The Jacksonville Jaguars radio show, a radio show that covers the Jaguars, that has been covering the Jaguars since 1995, since the team was founded, came out and had Jason La Canfora join their show and say, listen, this is an organization where when people thought there was rumors about them moving to London, they knew that they weren't going to move it to London because nobody in the Hassan Khan wasn't saying that they were moving to London. Nobody said it. But there was just rumors out there saying that they would move to London. La Canfora said, yeah, they're probably going to move to London in the foreseeable future. That report ended up being false. And then he comes out and says Tom Coughlin is going to be hired as a Jaguars head coach. And this Jaguars radio show said, I'm just trying to realize, like, you don't have to name your sources. Obviously, you can't do that in journalism. But, like, are these internal sources? Are these external sources? Like, where are you hearing this from? Because we, as a radio show, it's hard to get anything out of this organization. Nothing leaves this building. Where are you hearing this from? And pretty much he got upset. He just didn't give a very clear answer, and he hung up the phone and left the radio show. And then there was another report saying that Philip Rivers was interested in joining the Chicago Bears after he was released by the Los Angeles Chargers. That ended up, he was the only NFL insider that said that about Philip Rivers. Nobody else said, yeah, he has interest in joining the Bears. And then he said that Jeff Fisher was going to be coaching in the XFL. And then Jeff Fisher himself tweeted at La Canfora and said, check your sources. This is 100% false. I'm not going to be doing that. So, this report about the Arizona Cardinals that can pay their playoff bonuses, this is coming from La Canfora. I don't know how accurate this is, but, make your own decision on that. That's all I'll say. Rob Gronkowski was asked about retirement in the last couple of days, and he said if he was forced to make a decision right now, if they said, Rob, at this second, what are you doing? He's going to say, I'm retiring. So that's kind of going through the head of Rob Gronkowski. However, he did preface by saying, well, don't read too much into that. It's because, like, after the season ends, you're kind of in the mindset of, okay, I'm done with football. Like, I'm exhausted mentally. I'm exhausted physically. I just need a rest. So that's probably the mindset of Rob Gronkowski right now. But he said if he had to make a decision today, he would retire. Just something to note. Head coaching news. So we've got Brian Daboll now emerging as a lead candidate for the New York Giants job. He's the offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills season is over, so he went over to New York for a second interview, completed that, and inside of the office, per Mike Garafolo, who is a more respected journalist in the NFL community, he said that Brian Daboll is a lead candidate to be the next head coach of the New York Giants. Garafolo, Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, Jeff Darlington as well. There's a lot of NFL insiders. Jake Glazer, those guys are good. I trust them. They're almost 100% of the time accurate, except that time Ian Rappaport said that Antonio Brown was signing with the Bills. But we forget about that. We give him grace. The Chicago Bears have hired their new general manager. Ryan Poles, the chief executive of player personnel, has been hired as their general manager and will be working with the next head coach and hiring the best amount of talent on that team. Jim Caldwell could be the potential next head coach of the Chicago Bears. He completed an interview for the Bears position. The Las Vegas Raiders have interviewed Todd Bowles, defensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for their head coaching position. Many people are just saying, just give it to Rich Bisaccia. They just give him a 1-year contract extension as a head coach. That's it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And then you can look for someone else. But they're just looking at all their options at this point. Todd Bowles is the latest option for the Las Vegas Raiders. The Minnesota Vikings have hired their general manager as well. I'm going to try my best not to butcher this name. Kawisi Odofo Mensah has been hired as a general manager. He was a Browns executive that worked underneath Andrew Berry, their general manager, in his time doing the doing the Browns. And, well, he wasn't a general manager with the Browns, but he worked with Andrew Berry and has experience with them. The Baltimore Ravens have signed or are thinking about signing John Harbaugh to a contract extension. You could be like, Harbaugh, you lost X amount of games the last stretch of the season. You went for it on 2-point conversions when you didn't have to. That cost you 2 different games. Why are we re-signing John Harbaugh? Well, okay. I'm on record as saying, and I think a lot of us agree, that he is the best Baltimore Ravens coach in franchise history. Won a Super Bowl, has been to multiple playoff appearances. It just makes sense. Like, you got to sign John Harbaugh. You can't find a good coach. It's hard to find a good coach in the NFL, and when you got one, you got to hold on to him. So that's the news with the head coaches. Sean McDermott has come out and said that if Brian Daboll is hired by the New York Giants or any other team, no decision on a new offensive coordinator will be made without consulting Josh Allen. So they want to involve the quarterbacks first in the decision in hiring their offensive coordinator. We saw the disconnect with maybe Aaron Rodgers or other players and coaches as well, where they don't just talk to their quarterbacks, their star quarterbacks. Sean McDermott wants that to not be the case. Be like, listen, full transparency, who do you think we should hire as an offensive coordinator? Andy Reid said, this in spite of the Buffalo Bills' loss in overtime to them, I wouldn't be opposed to the overtime change. So there you go. The Chiefs coach himself that suffered from the overtime rules back in 2018 when Patrick Mahomes wasn't on the field against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, and then winning against the Buffalo Bills because of the overtime rules not being changed. He's in favor of overtime rules being changed. That should just pretty much put the nail in the coffin. Like, yeah, it needs to change. ESPN is saying that Juju Smith-Schuster may return to the Steelers in 2022. Now, they are using deductive reasoning, so this isn't an official report, but they are using deductive reasoning to determine that Juju Smith-Schuster, more than likely because he re-signed with the Steelers in 2021 because of the cap space that they had, they're going to have much bigger cap space. They can re-sign Juju for 2022. We don't know for sure if that's going to happen, but that could be a possibility. Antonio Brown is seeking a defamation lawsuit against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What's new? But also said that the Buccaneers offered him $200,000 for his mental health treatment. This was in an interview with HBO Sports, Antonio Brown revealing this information. Falcons tight end Lee Smith is retiring from the NFL after playing for 11 years. He also played with the Buffalo Bills and the Las Vegas Raiders. And then the last little bit of NFL news, Ron Tobert has been named the Super Bowl referee. So Ron Tobert, very well-respected NFL referee amongst his peers, amongst the players, amongst the officials, and he's going to be officiating Super Bowl 56. And that is your NFL news and notes for today, Wednesday, January 26th. Now we're going to take a moment to talk about our power rankings. What's going on with the rankings here for the 2022 season or 2021 season ahead of the AFC and the NFC Championship game. So we've talked about 25 through 32, 17 through 24, 9 through 16. Like 9 through 32 is set in stone. Actually, as a matter of fact, I would say 5 through 32 is set in stone. You've got the final 4 left, which is when we're going to show you how they rank amongst power rankings. But to kind of recap everyone quickly on how the power rankings look with that 25 through 32 window, we got the Chicago Bears at 25, 26 Broncos, 27 Panthers, 28 Lions, 29 Jets, 30 Texans, 31 Jaguars, 32 Giants. So that hasn't changed. That's going to stay the same. And then moving forward, we've got 17 through 24. This is also staying the same. These are the teams that did not make the postseason. We've got the Miami Dolphins at 17, 18 Ravens, 19 Saints, 20 Browns, 21 Vikings, 22 Washington, 23 Seahawks, and 24 Atlanta Falcons. You can pause at any time if you want to get a better look at that, or we're going to post this on social media so you can just go through those rankings. Now, this changed last week, 9 through 16, because the teams that missed out on the wild card round or didn't advance in the wild card round, they dropped down to this 9 through 16 window. So we're going to show you real quick what entails with these teams. 9 Cardinals, 10 Cowboys, 11 Patriots, 12 Raiders, 13 Eagles, 14 Steelers, 15 Chargers, and 16 Colts. That stays the same. These teams are the Cardinals, the Cowboys, Patriots, Raiders, Eagles, Steelers. Those top 6 teams did make the postseason, but they missed out on the wild card round, so that's where they rank 9 through 16. And now the Elite 8, actually the Final 4, is really what our eyes are focused on. But 5 through 8 are teams that lost in the divisional round of the playoffs, and this is how it looks. Let's start from number 8 all the way up to number 1. First off, at 8, Titans, 7, Bills, 6, Buccaneers, 5, Packers, 4, Bengals, 3, 49ers, 2, Chiefs, and number 1, the LA Rams. Let's first talk about the bottom 4 before we talk about the top 4. The Packers were ranked at number 1, Buccaneers were at number 2, the Bills were at 6, and the Titans were ranked at 3. The Titans probably dropped the most after that disappointing performance against the Cincinnati Bengals. And then the Bills dropped the least just because it was a tough loss, but they were toe-to-toe with the Chiefs. Like, if overtime went in the favor of the Bills, who knows? Who knows what could have happened? Like, the Bills were more than capable of winning that game. And then the Packers and the Bucs, I mean, if you lose to the 49ers, if you lose to the Rams, you got to rank below them. And the Buccaneers lost to the Rams twice. 1 through 4, the Rams are the top dogs right now. They're the most well-rounded team, I would say. The Chiefs are probably close second with the Rams. I mean, some people could have the Rams and Chiefs swapped, but I'm going to put the Rams at number 1. And then you've got the 49ers and the Bengals. People might be like, well, the Bengals are more talented than the 49ers. Maybe. But earlier this season, the 49ers actually beat the Bengals. So, I mean, if they beat the Bengals, then they should be ranked ahead of the Bengals. So that's why I have them ranked over there. Whereas, I mean, you could say that the 49ers beat the Rams twice, but the Rams have been looking great in every other game besides those 49ers games. And that is our power rankings 1 through 32. If you have any sort of questions or comments or anything like that, leave your comments down below. Would love to hear from you and hear your opinions on that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about every single Super Bowl matchup that could happen in Super Bowl 56. So we've been looking at this website where we simulate the postseason, where, hey, what's going to happen if this player or this team wins? How is it going to match up? So we've been looking at this website. Let me go ahead and pull up this website right now and put myself in the corner right here. And just kind of show you guys, we simulated all of the wild card games. These are the teams that won, all home games except the 49ers. And then we simulated the divisional round, all away teams except the Kansas City Chiefs. So this is what it's looking like. NFC Championship, Rams, 49ers, Chiefs, Bengals. And let's look at the favorites to win each game. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull this up so we kind of have an updated look at this. And while I am pulling that up, I encourage you guys to leave your comments and your thoughts in the chat down below. But look at the AFC and NFC Championship game. What if the favorites were to win each game? Let's just start off there. Well, the Bengals and the Chiefs, they play first. And the Chiefs are -7 favorites. So 7-point favorites. So let's say they win. And they will be the home team, technically, for Super Bowl 56, making their 3rd straight Super Bowl appearance. For the 49ers and the Rams are 3.5-point favorites. So if they win, it'd be the Rams and the Chiefs Super Bowl. That would be the Super Bowl for Super Bowl 56. Now let's say, for instance, the underdogs were to win. So we reset that. We have the 49ers and the Bengals. That would be the matchup, and that would be an amazing matchup between the 49ers and the Bengals, because that would be a rematch of Joe Montana coming back against the Cincinnati Bengals and winning that game and ruining the hopes of the Bengals. So that's if the underdogs were to win. Now, what if you have the Rams winning, but also the Bengals winning? I think this is what a lot of the people want to see. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and go over to Twitter, which you can follow us at Time2Football, and see what we guys are tweeting and saying. But this is just a poll that I came out with. It only has 8 votes because I came out with this not too long before the live stream. But let me go ahead and show you this poll. I asked, which Super Bowl matchup would you like to see the most? The favorite is actually the Rams and the Chiefs. And then a second, it is the Rams versus the Bengals. 49ers and Chiefs haven't received any votes. No rematch of Super Bowl 54 amongst the NFL community. And then the 49ers Bengals, seems like a person voted for them. So the Rams and the Chiefs seems to be the favorite to happen amongst the viewers so far, which you can go to Twitter at Time2Football, follow us on there, and vote on our poll. It's going to be open for the next few days. But then we actually have our buddy Tyler Springs commenting down below. So Tyler Springs, actually, we joined his. He's in charge of a local radio station, or hosts a local radio station in Memphis, and we had the opportunity to join him, talk about the Tennessee Titans and other NFL teams as well. But he says the Rams Chiefs brings it full circle from the epic Monday Night Football game they played in 2018. And I agree. I agree that game, Jared Goff was the quarterback. But if you have Rams Chiefs, I don't think that game is going to disappoint. I don't think Rams Bengals is going to disappoint either. Actually, as a matter of fact, I don't think either matchup is going to disappoint. But let's just say, for instance, we talked about the Rams and the Chiefs. We talked about the Rams and the Bengals. We talked about the 49ers and the Bengals. What about 49ers and Chiefs? The rematch of Super Bowl 54. That would be an intriguing option, as Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers were up in the fourth quarter until the Chiefs came back, led by Patrick Mahomes, led by Tyreek Hill, and Damian Williams to win that game. So, I mean, my weekly picks are going to be coming out on Thursday. I'll give you my analysis and who I'm going to be picking to win each game, but also I'm going to be giving the fans an opportunity to vote on social media. So you can follow us on Instagram, as we're going to ask those polls on our stories. Vote to see what what you guys are picking. But if I had to give my analysis on it, I mean, if it's Rams and Chiefs, my heart is going with the Rams, because I just as an unbiased NFL fan, I love to see just new people win. That's it. There's nothing against the Chiefs. I have. So my heart is going with the Rams, but the Chiefs are probably going to be the favorites to win in that game. If it's 49ers Chiefs, I'm thinking that it's going to be the Chiefs that win the whole Super Bowl. Even though the 49ers are led by great coaching, the Chiefs are just more talented on the roster aspect of things. Now, if it's 49ers Bengals, my heart is going with the Bengals, because I want to see. I empathize with fan bases as a Falcons fan that has never won a Super Bowl before. So I'm empathizing with the Bengals and the fan base, and I want to see the Bengals win. And I feel like the Bengals would pull it off against the 49ers. But if it's Rams Bengals, I want the Bengals to win. Again, a fan base that has never won a Super Bowl, I want to see that happen. But I feel like the Rams would be the favorites to win that game, and I feel like they would be able to top the Cincinnati Bengals. But it'd be close. It'd be close. I'm not ruling out any team. And every single team, all four of these teams, are capable of winning the Super Bowl. But leave your thoughts in your comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions on who your Super Bowl favorites are, and who do you think is going to win each game. All right. What do we got here? Now is the part of the show where we just talk with the NFL community. And if you guys are tuning in right now, again, you guys have the opportunity to go ahead and join us via Discord. I encourage you guys to head over to our Discord server, sign up, and if you guys want to say anything that's going on in the NFL, your opinion on Sean Payton, your opinion on who's going to make the Super Bowl, on these games coming up this weekend, if you have any sort of question, go for it. Go for it. Ask your questions down below, and I'd love to hear from you guys and see what you guys are saying. All right. But with all that said, now's the time of the show that we talk with the live chats and see what you guys are saying in the chat below. Oh, man, it's actually kind of bare here. Hey, the Time2Football faithful was like, oh, you're not talking about fantasy football? I'm out. Hey, who should I start and sit? Hey, so I think the 49ers and the Bengals are good, contenders for the Super Bowl. Start one between Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, and Michael Gallup. You're a robot, dude. Hassan, you're a robot. You're just here to answer start and sit questions. That's it. Yeah, but that's how it is usually. So if you guys are tuning in and like, oh man, there's not a lot of people tuning in, it's because when fantasy football ends, from now until the Super Bowl, viewership is going down. But after this weekend, when Super Bowl week comes around, when we're interviewing players, when we come out with hype videos, then usage, viewership, there's an uptick. So we just had to get through the playoffs. How to just get through the playoffs. So I appreciate you guys that are loyal and tuning into the show despite the lack of viewership here. Gary Santos saying it all falls on Garoppolo. Yes, and on yesterday's episode, which you can go back and watch that segment on Time to Football, I talked about how Garoppolo can't really. He can. He can go toe-to-toe with every single passer that's playing in the postseason, but if the game is on the line, with the exception of that 17-point comeback that they had against the LA Rams, if the game is on the line and you're down by a significant margin and you need to pass the ball a lot, you better hope that Deebo Samuel somehow, some way gets out of double coverage and leads the team down the field. You better hope that George Kittle is wide open or he does his own thing, because you got to lead the team to a comeback. Going toe-to-toe in a passing game against the Bengals, against the Chiefs, against the Rams this weekend, it's going to be very, very tough to do. So if you're down by any single point, Jimmy Garoppolo, watch out. Watch out. The game is on the line. It's going to fall in your hands. I'm ready for Joey B to beat Kansas City. This is from Cole. Yeah. I think a lot of America I'm sorry, Chiefs fan, if you're tuning in, but I think a lot of America wants to see Joe Burrow just because of the swagger that he's got, just because of the Cincinnati fan base. They want to see the Cincinnati Bengals succeed, and I think it's been a long time coming at this point. There's no Marvin Lewis. He's out. You got a new breed, new head coach. Playoffs, it's going to become a standard in Cincinnati, according to Joey Burrow. So we'll see what happens. Jordan and Poppy saying, I'm here just listening. LOL. Hey, Jordan and Poppy, appreciate it, man. I'm not saying that you have to comment down below, but I appreciate you commenting. And whether you guys want to listen on YouTube or you can listen to us on the go on the podcast app, we come out with the audio version of this on the podcast app on iPhone, probably 30 minutes or so after we end this live stream. What are some predictions on draft picks for certain teams? This is a question from Cole. I haven't had a chance to do a lot of research on draft picks, but you know what? Let's have fun with it. Let's have fun. Let's have fun by looking at Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft 2022. Daniel Jeremiah is a very well-respected draft analyst. Oh, not JT Daniels. Ooh. Daniel Jeremiah. And he works for the NFL, NFL.com. This is mock draft 1.0. So let's just go ahead and go over here. Just check this out. See what's up over here. Let me go ahead and expand this. Whoop. So we guys can tune into this. All right. So the Jacksonville Jaguars, Evan Neal is actually surprisingly the number 1 overall pick. Hey, what about Kayvon Thibodeau? What about Aiden Hutchinson? Those are probably the top 3 picks, him and Evan Neal. And, actually, as a matter of fact, what's funny is I do franchise mode in Madden, which, by the way, Madden 22, the worst game ever created. I have never seen a game more worse than Madden 22 ever in my life. Ever. And I'm a guy that plays Madden every other year. I don't buy it every year because it's a waste of money, but every other year I buy it. So I'm like, okay, fresh roster every 2 years. Let's do it. And so then when I play franchise mode, you can download draft files. Like the NFL community will make draft classes that you can actually import into the game so that, okay, for the 2021 season, I'm playing franchise mode. And then in 2022, I could just draft real life players. And so I kind of simulate the 2021 season. And then I just look at which team needs a head coach. And I'm like, oh, the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I'm playing franchise mode with them. And Evan Neal is up there. And actually, I picked Evan Neal in my franchise mode for the Jacksonville Jaguars because that makes the most sense. I understand you've got, Thibodeau up there, Hutchinson up there, but the offense, if you ask the Jaguars, what was the weak point? Was it the offense or the defense? Which one was more of a weak point? They're going to say the offense. So you need protection up there. Evan Neal makes a lot of sense for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But yeah, Madden 22, do not buy it. Do not buy it. It is a waste of money. It is coming from a guy that I don't buy a lot of Maddens, and I'm very open-minded, and I'm happy with whatever I get. This game, glitchy. So glitchy. All right, and then we've got Aiden Hutchinson here to the Detroit Lions, Houston Texans. Kyle Hamilton, actually, surprisingly. Oh, so Thibodeau's still up on the board. All right, all right, all right. Then you got the New York Jets taking Kayvon Thibodeau. That makes sense. I mean, they got 2 top 10 picks. So Thibodeau, help your defense in one, and then you can help your offense in the other by drafting maybe like a wide receiver or an offensive tackle or whoever. The New York Giants, they get an offensive lineman. Ahmad Gardner is actually rated up really high. I've seen him go like late in some mock drafts. The Carolina Panthers like him. The New York Giants, Devin Lloyd. Okay, okay. Atlanta Falcons, Traylon Burks. This could be because of Calvin Ridley. We just don't know what's going to be going on with him. I mean, sure. But is Traylon Burks really the top wide receiver in the class? I mean, I honestly don't know. I thought it was Chris Olaf, not Olaf. Vaseline. I don't know his last name, but it's from Ohio State. That should tell you how often I watch college football. And then Kenny Pickett is the first quarterback to get off the board from the Denver Broncos, or to the Denver Broncos. Seems like they're not going to be landing Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, or Deshaun Watson. All right, well, we'll see. And then the New York Jets get another defensive piece for their offense. And then Matt Corral for the Washington football team. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to go ahead and stop right there. But, yeah, Washington doesn't need a quarterback. But that could happen. Let's see what happens. I'm going to come out with a whole mock draft. We're going to bring on our draft analyst, Michael Watson, onto the show. Mikey's going to give us his take. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to do a dual mock draft. Like he picks number 1 or I pick number 1. Then the other picks 2. Like one picks even numbers, one picks odd numbers. We have trades. So that's going to happen throughout the offseason. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And then we're going to have a special live stream during the draft where we have so much fun just doing a live stream of the draft. Competing with Pat McAfee, which that's probably why Pat McAfee is a very, very good analyst. And the fact that he started doing the draft while we started doing the draft hurt our viewership, but it's okay. What have we got? Gary Sanchez saying it's possible since the offense slightly better than the Bills. Okay. Hot take. I mean, overall, yes. If you factor in the run game and everything, and I know Devin Singletary has been looking great, but with Josh Allen there, I think Josh Allen just kind of leads that whole entire offense. He does his own thing. I mean, that's a hot take, though. I like it. Yes, they got a better running back and the Jamar Chase effect. This is what Big Talk Pound is saying. I believe both the New Jersey teams got 2 picks in the first top 10 this year. Yeah, both the Jets and the Giants. I think the Giants, they have 7 and they have 5. Okay, and the Jets have 4 and 10. Are the Jets going to be riding with Wilson? Yeah. Like, people talk about Trevor Lawrence being the top quarterback of that draft, and he probably will, like, eventually be the better quarterback in the future. But last year, the best rookie quarterback outside of Mac Jones, I would say, is probably Zach Wilson. I mean, I can't really think of anyone else that would top Mac Jones. Yeah, Justin Fields doesn't top Mac Jones. Trey Lance didn't play that much. So I'd say Zach Wilson is a close second after Mac Jones. Not a close second, but he's second from last year. Talking about the offensive line of the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's look at this mock draft. Let's see what they are picking for the Cincinnati Bengals. They're saying that they're picking up a center, Tyler Linderbaum, out of Iowa. How high do you take a center? Maybe the pick 29, 30, 31, 32, which would the best pick that the Bengals could have in this draft is 29. The worst is 32. So, I mean, yeah, sure. That could happen. Carl Johnson, I just came here because you help all year. Carl, thank you. I'm not asking for you guys to join in to be like hey, I'm just helping you out to be like, I sympathize with you. Poor Hassan. Oh, poor Hassan. I don't care. Like, if you don't want to watch, you don't have to watch. You can tune out. I'm just saying, like, from the end of fantasy football to the start of the Super Bowl, like first 2 weeks of the Super Bowl leading up to the Super Bowl, playoffs are just like the viewership is down. So I'm just doing whatever I want. Talk about whatever I want. And that includes talking about, for you 11 people that are tuning in right now, titties. Yeah, hey, if I had a audience of like 50 people, which usually happens during the season, I probably wouldn't say titties on air. But guess what? I'm saying titties. Who cares? Titties are nice. Big Dog Pound saying Who Day is a reference to the Bengals. Yeah. We're talking about Who Day and that phrase. Who Day? Who they gonna say beat them Bengals? Nobody. Yep, that's a thing. Still depressed over those overtime rules. I sympathize with you. I do, man. Listen. I talked about this yesterday about how I posted a video on YouTube and on Instagram. And on YouTube, it could have been longer, but on Instagram, I just posted the same video everywhere, like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. And on Instagram, the cap is just 1 minute. Otherwise, I would have gone on for like 7 minutes talking about every single argument that everybody has against overtime. But I couldn't. I had to put it in just 1 minute video. And the things that I left out that I've been hearing a lot were like, oh, well, it's the defense's job to stop the offense. Yes, but why does a coin toss determine that it's the Chiefs' offense versus the Bills' defense? Why does it determine that it can be the Bills' offense versus the Chiefs' defense? Why not just Chiefs' offense, defense, special teams versus Bills' offense, defense, special teams? Oh, well, the Bills gave up this many yards and that many points and blah, 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 blah. Well, the Chiefs' defense was bad too. Hey, the Chiefs' defense was not great. So you're saying that because the Bills' defense gave up that many points, they deserve to lose? What about the Chiefs' defense? What about the Chiefs? They weren't good. And who cares? Who cares what happens in regulation? I don't care if a team throws for 0 interceptions or 0 touchdowns combined in that game. The score is 0-0. They throw 69 interceptions. Nice. Total. If it's tied, it's tied. It's a new playing field. It's an even playing field. Overtime should be even. Who cares about the game? Who cares about regulation? What happened? At the end of regulation, it's tied. Okay, now what? Stop harping on the past. Talk about where we go from now on. So every single team should deserve a chance. None of this 2-point shootout, none of this start of the 25-yard line like high school football. None of that. Just play football. And if a team scores, touchdown or field goal, give the other team a shot. That's it. And then people have been saying, well, you could just go back and forth all the time, like touchdown. I'm not saying like it's sudden death after both teams get a possession. At least give one team a possession. That's it. Or both teams a possession. That's it. Just one possession each. And then after that, whatever happens. Now the chat is roaring. Yeah, it's from the titties, man. It's the algorithm. It's the YouTube algorithm. Just talk about titties and then it happens. It just happens. Titties or TDs. Yeah, there's a fantasy football team name out there that's very famous amongst the fantasy football community where it's like, show me your TDs. Yeah, so I mean, it could be either or. Titties or TDs. I guess I should say TDs so I don't get demonetized. Do a Gary Vee impersonation of saying titties, LOL. Since this was highly requested by Cole, I will absolutely do that. Titties are the greatest thing in the world. NFTs of titties are the best when you're 25 years old. Whole life in front of you. Whole life. I don't care how dumb it sounds. My attention is on these. Where are these? And if these are on titties, I'm serious. Rodgers saying motorboat. Wedding Crashers. Get the reference? 69 interceptions and 420 rushing yards from Cole. Yeah. Nice and nice. Whoever scores more points in OT wins. Yeah, just leave it a 15-minute quarter, 10-minute quarter, whatever. Kind of like basketball or other sports. They kind of just have a quarter, and then whoever has the most points at the end of that wins. I've seen high school basketball games because I've worked high school basketball games before where it's overtime and it's travel basketball. So the rules are different. Where like in overtime, whoever scores the first basket wins. I'm like, what? Hey, you're leaving it at the hands of the tip-off. But unlike the coin toss, the tip-off, at least you have more of a shot. You have an outcome in saying what you want. And it's not just luck. But I've seen that happen before. I'm like, oh, golly, dude. Let's see what we got. Rodgers saying field goal or TD, then opponent matches, then sudden death. Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say like touchdown. No, like Chiefs touchdown, Bills touchdown. Okay, after that, Chiefs get the ball back. Cool. Now it's sudden death. But just one possession each. One possession. Jordanian Poppy saying, I prefer my team name to be I Like Big Digs. That's a very good one. I had one, actually, 1 year. I had Cooper Kupp, and then I had Marvin Jones and Aaron Jones on my team. So my team name was 2 Jones, 1 Kupp. That was my team name. It was fantastic. Does this year's MVP play for one of the remaining teams? Who is in the sole position? I'm guessing is what you're saying. The pole position sounds dirty, but yeah. So sole position. I think it's Aaron Rodgers. Hey, freaking! Let me pop up a picture of this guy, Adam. Okay. Adam Shine. He has his own show, I think. And Adam Shine of NFL.com, he's a contributing columnist. This guy right here freaking loves Aaron Rodgers. Loves him. You want to know how much I know that he loves Aaron Rodgers? As a matter of fact, I'm going to go over to YouTube right now and just type in Adam Shine. Just type in Adam Shine on YouTube. Adam Shine. Would you look at that? Hey, check this out. I typed in Adam Shine on YouTube. Boom. First thing that pops up. Aaron Rodgers. Isn't that crazy? Adam Shine. Aaron Rodgers. He loves Aaron Rodgers. So much. Aaron Rodgers, the most talented quarterback to ever play. 5 months ago, he posted this video. But he's been talking about this for 10 years. Adam Shine loves Aaron Rodgers so much. And he was one of the sole people that said he should win the MVP over J.J. Watt in 2014. And I was like, Adam, dude, no. J.J. Watt made history at his position. Why are we choosing freaking Aaron Rodgers? Well, the quarterback is the most valuable player on the team. The most valuable player this year for their team, you could say it's Aaron Rodgers, but I would go on record of saying that it's Jonathan Taylor. Rush for over 100 yards, you win 9 games. Rush for less than 100 yards, you lose 8 games. Jonathan Taylor was the most valuable to his team. Yeah. But if I had a say on it, I would say my MVP is Cooper Kupp, made history at his position, led the league in receiving and receptions and receiving touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers didn't do that. Aaron Rodgers didn't lead the league in passing yards. Aaron Rodgers didn't lead the league in passing touchdowns. Hey, he threw for 4 interceptions. Cool. So, that's very good. Who cares? Cooper Kupp made history. But you're going to watch the NFL honors that Thursday before the Super Bowl, and you're going to see Aaron Rodgers win the MVP, and I'm going to be livid. I promise you, I'm going to be livid. 30 out of the 50 people are going to vote for Aaron Rodgers to win MVP. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's the MVQB award. It's going to happen. I'm going to be upset. I had Catch a Chubb and CD's nuts. I wanted CD's nuts for my fantasy team this last year because I had CD Lamb, but someone had Ryan Suck Up, and then he named his team Suck Up These Nuts, and I was like, dude, I can't do CD's nuts now because like even though CD's nuts sound better, it just seemed like I'm just copying him. So I did end Zonio Gibson, like end zone Antonio Gibson. But my name is Grass Stains on My Jeans. That's the worst, man. That's the worst. All right. Well, I've been going on for way longer than I thought I would. Because I didn't think that anybody would tune into the live chat, but now the chat was popping. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you guys coming in clutch and leaving your comments and your thoughts down below. And I love interacting with you guys every single day. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel if you guys aren't already subscribed. Tune in every single day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we come out with this show. Every day, Monday through Friday. And then leading up to the division round, we're going to have that weekend. We're going to have a week after, and then Super Bowl week. We're not going to have any shows because we're going to be interviewing NFL players, which we're going to be coming out with on this show. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, today's